Welcome back to another first impression. This time, the Gorilla Gods go-to girl. We have the synopsis from my anime list. In a world where individuals receive blessings from various animal gods at the age of 16, Sophia Rilla, a timid count's daughter, unexpectedly receives the blessing of the Gorilla God, said to be the strongest in combat. Though she longs for a peaceful school life, her rare and powerful ability attracts the attention of the Royal Knights, who scout her as an apprentice. Despite her efforts to hide her overwhelming strength, she can't help but stand out. Meanwhile, the promising young knights around her watch over her with kindness. Now, this is a comedy, romance, fantasy anime, and supposedly has 12 episodes. I watched the first 3. And the synopsis is pretty spot on. So at like age 16, everyone gets bestowed with the blessing of an animal, and she gets the gorilla blessing, which makes her super strong, super fast, gives her more or less the aptitudes of a gorilla in terms of strength. As there are other animal gods that are getting showcased, like maybe a chameleon, which means you can blend in better. You can be more a model area, tanuki, so you can be more in the showbiz, actor like, or you could get a bird god and then you can fly, or something about maybe a shark god, or generally water species, which would allow you to swim fast. Around these times, we do see someone with the blessing of a dog, which gives him a dog-like character. Or what could also be is that maybe the character traits decide which blessing you get. Maybe the character was like a dog before, like a puppy, and then they got the blessing of the dog, which made him a lot faster. Now, this seems to be like a harem type of thing. You have one main female MC and a lot of guys around her, a lot of good-looking guys, which is one of the really strange things here. So she gets the gorilla blessing, which means she gets scouted for the knights. Okay, royal knights, understandable. They say, hey, if someone has the gorilla blessing, we have to tell, I believe, the country or something. We have to tell the higher-ups, hey, there's someone with the gorilla blessing. It's rare. It is a very good combat blessing. And then the royal knights are like, okay, we are going to scout them for the royal knights. Understandable. Now she gets there and she has to take the exams. And she's the only girl. There are only men. And we get to see some, not only the recruits, which are only men, and she's the only girl, but we do see some generals, officers. No woman in there at all. Even though there are a lot of blessings, and we know someone who has like a dog blessing, and they seem to be capable of joining the knights. We know someone who has seemingly like a cat-like blessing, and they seem to be able to join the knights or want to try. So why are there not more women? Because it feels very strange. It feels like you have like a man's sports team, be it football, soccer, baseball, whatever, and there's just a random girl in there, part of the team. It's like a little bit strange. Why is it not like a mixed team with more girls? It is just a bit strange. So I'm assuming it is more geared towards having all these men be interested in her in some kind of fashion, and she then has to, you know, like a harem, I'm assuming. Otherwise, I don't really see an overarching story in the first 3 episodes. It's like, hey, she now is part of the Royal Knight. She learns to be, you know, she you have to start as an apprentice knight and you get promoted until you get to the royal knights. And that is the story, seemingly. And you have like encounter with man, I believe. I don't really know. So what I can say is this is definitely not my kind of anime. Now, I don't have much against harem animes if it's a male MC, but the same for, it doesn't matter if it's a male MC or a female MC. If it's just a harem romance, the comedy has to be really good, or the romance has to be really good. I don't feel like it is either here. I don't really like harem for the sake of harem, because most shows don't go harem. They go like, okay, you have a lot of potential suitors, you choose one and everyone else gets fucked, done. So I don't really like that. People gave this one a 6.68 on my anime list, and AniList has it as 63% average score. Not my kind of show. I'm not going to watch it. After this, maybe I'm going to give it like one or two more episodes, just looking in. But I would give it like a 7 out of 10. It's not my kind of show. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I don't see any interesting aspects. If you take the gimmick out, which is like the animal god blessing, it is more or less the school with the girl and a bunch of guys. So, not really my kind of thing. I would like to have a little bit overarching story, some bigger picture stuff. Don't really see it here. So, not my kind of show. But if you like female MC with a bunch of guys, then you can definitely try it out.